Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Supatease video. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the Beast Mastery Hunter on the Midnight Alpha. What does it have to offer us as far as a selection for a specialization to play? We've already covered Marksman and Survival. I will have links to those videos at the end of this one. But in today's video, we're focusing in on the Beast Mastery Hunter, and my goodness, I didn't think that they could make Beast Mastery Hunter any easier than it was previously, but they have actually made it easier and even more simplistic in nature than it was in the War Within. I think by far, actually, with the changes that they've applied, that this could be considered the easiest spec, if it wasn't already. This could be the easiest spec by a large margin. And as always, if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with news related to World of Warcraft, then make sure to smash that subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. The first thing that we need to talk about is just spell removal, because Beast Mastery Hunter has had a whole lot of things removed. Okay, so the first thing on the hunter side of the tree is that scatter shot's gone, explosive shot's gone, tar trap is not going to root anymore, so we've lost quite a significant amount of crowd control. This is the same application to the other hunter specializations. However, we are picking up Roar of Sacrifice as a class talent now, as opposed to a PvP talent. It doesn't provide crit reduction, but it provides damage reduction at a 15% value, which is pretty decent from a damage dealing specialization to use on teammates. Likely going to increase its viability, at least I believe, in PvE content, but in PvP, due to the 2-minute cooldown. But it kind of depends on the threshold of how much damage is actually coming out. Maybe 15% will actually be substantial. We have to kind of wait and see, but quite a big reduction as far as overall utility and crowd control. When we move over to the right side of the tree, you're going to notice this kind of three-pronged system going here towards the top. The first one is Wild Thrash, which is now a Beast Mastery focused multi-shot. So this is what's going to be giving you Beast Cleave. This is what's going to be enabling your pet to do a substantial amount of AoE damage, basically. Bestial Wrath is now just a baseline 30-second cooldown and has no interaction with your barbed shot. So that was something that was mechanically demanding of Beast Mastery Hunter before, which was, aligning your barbed shots with your Bestial Wrath to get the most effective amount of cooldown reduction. And this could allow one BM Hunter player to play better than another. That's not the case. You just all have it on a 30-second cooldown. It's going to be whoever can just press it on that timing window, which has definitely reduced complexity significantly. Barbed shot basically has no modifiers now. It's no stacking haste, nothing to worry about. Just put the bleed on the target. It does big damage. Call of the Wild is also gone, so we don't have like an extra cooldown that we really need to be activating. It's just literally just Bestial Wrath, and we're good to go, basically. So significant reductions in that regard. When it comes to Apex talents, which are the new talents, they're not yet implemented yet. Of course, this is the alpha. This is all subject to change, and they have gone back on a lot of the class changes on other specializations if this is too alarming for a lot of players. But Bestial Wrath is guarantees a Dire Beast, and this has a lot of synergies with the hero talents. The hero talents both have like summoning a Dire Beast causes an additional effect to happen. So it does have high amounts of synergy with the existing hero talent trees. I'm just a bit concerned that it's just a little bit vanilla. It just doesn't have a lot going on with it because it's just flat pet damage increase. And then when you summon a Dire Beast, it'll make your next kill command have a 100% crit chance and bleed the target. So you're getting bleeds very similar to Marksmanship Hunter, just overall damage increase. I definitely think the entertainment value is going to come from the synergy between the hero talents and the Apex talents, given that it does give you this kind of like on-demand Dire Beast that otherwise you're relying completely on by RNG. With the hero talent trees themselves, much like Marksmanship Hunter, you're going to focus on summoning in additional creatures, but instead of skeleton archers, which is a cool fantasy for marksmen, you're going to be summoning in dark hounds, and those dark hounds, and you still have Wailing Arrow as well. And Bestial Wrath will also guarantee you summon a Dark Hound, so you're able to get kind of more pets, basically, with this specialization. When we look at the pack leader, we've got Stampede now. When you cast Bestial Wrath, it grants Howl of the Pack Leader and causes your next kill command to rouse a wildfire of Stampedes, which I believe is a set bonus. Now it's going to be the capstone. You just get kind of flat damage increases, a little bit focus on your auto attack from pack leader, which is a bit strange because it's not... it's like the pet build, but it's going to be increasing your personal auto attack damage there. But just overall kind of throughputs, a little bit of mobility from the slick shoes coming here over onto the hero talent trees. So not really like a ton of new stuff, just basically pruning and simplification. So when we get on the training dummies, you'll be able to see that you're able to put Barb Shot up, get your Bestial Wrath going. That activates Wailing Arrow. So we can just pew that right out there. We can use the Wild Thrash to get big AoE cleave, and those Dark Hounds are pretty massive. It's almost like it's from the Eastern Plague Lands with how massive that Dire Beast is. And you just kind of go through your rotation. You don't have to worry too much anymore about all of the nuances that were involved with BM Hunters previously. You can just kind of spam your buttons, go through. Focus regen seems to be a little bit kind of starved out. Your main goal, I guess, now with Barbed Shot is to just oh my god, look how many pets I have summoned out right there. I got Haiti out, I got a Dark Hound out, I've summoned in a Monkey with my Dire Beast, I got AoE Cleave coming in there as well, is that you do get this focus regeneration from Barbed Shot, so you probably don't want to just spam all of your stacks out right away just to make sure you're retaining that focus buff, but you don't have to worry about getting a stack. You can kind of just go through the rotation and keep hammering down a lot of damage. The kill shot procs add a little bit of flavor here with the Dark Ranger, definitely, as I've been paying attention to that just lighting up on the bottom side of the action bar. The 30-second cooldown on Beast of Wrath, though, is pretty substantial. I think that's likely going to be pretty powerful in a lot of cases, a lot of situations. But maintaining the Barbed Shot here for focus regen seems to be the most complicated part of the specialization, and honestly pretty important because you can see that I'm struggling with my overall focus regeneration with this type of rotation. But let's just pull the pets off here for a second and let's just respec, because those guys do not want to stop attacking, bro. Those guys are having too much fun. Hades I can't stop attacking, dude. I can't control myself. He has to just keep going in there. But I do want to switch over to Pack Leader here as soon as we can, just to see. Again, the big rotational difference there is just Wailing Arrow on the Beast of Wrath. The fact that you have it on a 30-second cooldown is pretty substantial. It gives you an extra little kick silence in PvE, and it also grants you Death Blow, so you're able to get a lot of kill shot procs. So it seems like Dark Ranger has a little bit more flavor to it, a little bit pizzazz to it. I'm curious to see how Pack Leader is going to play alongside that, because this is mostly just passive, so I'm imagining that this one is going to be basically even easier than that one was. So we got Beast of Wrath rolling, pets are empowered. We're calling in the Pack Leader, the Dire Beast, Beast Cleaving Mob, summoning in Leok. We got the Stampede coming in as well, kind of like this Line Fire. It used to be a talent that nobody ever took. Now it's a capstone on the hero talent tree. So that, you might be on rock bottom. It's never going to be forever, all right? Everybody can get out of rock bottom. If Stampede can get out of rock bottom on the talent tree and become the hero talent capstone, anything is possible. So don't give up. But this rotation is very, very easy. There is not a lot going on. You still have the same basic premise of trying to keep that Barbed Shot focus regeneration going up, but you basically don't have anything else. You're just, there's not really any highlight moment. It is very simple. It's mostly just pets proccing. This is almost 2 buttons basically, with a little bit of a buff modifier, which you can mostly track with the bleed, I guess. Not exactly. You probably want to be spreading the Barbed Shots around a little bit to different targets if you're in a multi-target situation, because it does have a little bit of overlap. So you've got some decent 2-target cleave there. The Beast Cleave passive activation from Wild Thrash is good, but general premise is that this is just really easy. So if you're going into this expansion, I'm honestly having a hard time determining if which Hunter spec is the easiest, because Survival Hunter has also had a lot of its kit simplified. I think adding back the Tip the Spear makes me think that Survival probably still is the highest skill cap of all of the Hunter specializations, but Beast Mastery definitely still holding its position as the easiest one. And the fact that you don't really have a lot of control anymore is kind of concerning to me. You still have Freezing Trap, but you're losing a lot of control and basically no roots. Concussive Shot, that's about it. I don't know. I don't. Let me know in the comments down below. But those are just my opinions, my thoughts on it. Here is that you're kind of just losing. If there was any nuance for Beast Mastery Hunter, I feel like you're kind of losing it, and this is just very bare bones. I guess the focus maintenance on Barbed Shot is something, and using Wild Thrash on cooldown for AoE situations is a little bit of complexity there, but we're not getting some massive thing like a lot of other specializations. It's kind of just, it's simpler. That's kind of my adjudication of it at the moment. Maybe things will change. Who knows? But that's my breakdown. Thank you guys very much for tuning into the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed the discussion, and I will see you in the next one.